Hi, I'm Monsignor Jamie, and welcome to Breaking Bread. On today's episode, I'll be making a stuffed pork chop with apples and sage. And today I have a special guest all the way from Philadelphia, from Rose's Pizza. I have with us Mason Wortman.
Yes, hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming up from Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, not a problem. This is exciting.
Now you have a pizzeria there, and your pizzeria is unique. And I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about that in a few minutes. But before we get into that, I want to prepare my stuffed pork chops, so you can help me along. If you have any questions, just ask me. Right now I have here some pancetta that I am sauteing. I'm going to throw in a little bit of olive oil. You don't want to put too much in because the pancetta will let out a little fat and that'll cook off. I'm now going to throw in some onion. And celery. Now this stuffing will go into the pork chop. Saute this a little bit. Put this a little higher. As it's sauteing, the onions and pancetta, celery, and the olive oil will all become transparent and melt together. In the meantime, I have here with us about 4 or 5 slices of white bread that I just cubed. I'm going to throw in some chicken stock to make it nice and moist. I'm going to mix this around a little bit. Do you like to cook? Or just make pizzas?
I don't mind cooking, but I really just like making pizza. We do one thing, we do it really well, so that's been my focus.
Okay. Once this is sauteed, I'll then mix that in my bread mixture. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw in some chopped up sage, some chopped up parsley, and some grated cheese. Mix that around a little bit, and that'll be our bread base for our vegetables. And at the end, I'll throw in some salt and pepper. I'll stuff the pork chops, and then I'll bread them with our standard breading procedure, which is basically flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. And then I'll roast them in the pan for about 45 minutes to an hour. So tell me about Rose's Pizza. What makes it so unique?
Sure. So we started by selling just plain pizza by the slice for $1.
$1, that's some buy.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I was inspired by the dollar pizza stores throughout New York here, in Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx.
They usually, add on the soda and anything else with it,
yeah, and you're walking
paying
out
twice
there.
as much for the soda, but you're
That's
getting
true.
the slice for
But still, it's so inexpensive that you can't walk out there without spending more than $5. So
Right.
it's a pretty good deal. But after about 3 months of operating, a customer came in and offered to pre-purchase a slice for a homeless person. So he paid an extra $1, and he didn't get a slice of pizza. He just let us give it to another homeless a homeless person that walked in later. We told more paying customers about this, and they pre-purchased more slices of pizza. And then we'd always served a lot of homeless people because it's affordable food that we make. But sometimes they'd come in short. Inevitably, one came in short, and we told them to just keep the change, that it was already paid for. And we've been doing this for about 15 months now. We've given away 19,000 slices like this.
19,000 slices to the homeless.
We give away like 150 a day now.
So if I went for a slice of pizza, I can get a slice for myself.
Right,
But
for
then
$1.
I can give a slice to a homeless person or someone in need by paying for another slice.
Exactly.
Now, how do I get it to him?
We keep track of it on our end, so it's super easy. and we give it away when homeless people come into the store and ask for it. So it's already paid for, and it's as if they're regular guests. You know, if a mom bought pizza for her child, we would just give it to her child right there. If someone pre-purchases a slice for a homeless person, we give it to them when they come in.
That's some great concept. Now, how do the homeless know when to come in?
Well, they can come in whenever
Anytime.
we're open. Yeah, so we're open, 12 hours a day basically. So it affords food access to a lot of people very easily, right?
Wow, that's fascinating.
So, yeah.
Well, hold that story. Well, I'd like to learn a little bit more about
totally.
that. Don't go away. When we get back, I'll stuff pork chop and put it in the oven. Welcome back to Breaking Bread, and I'm preparing a stuffed pork chop with apple and sage stuffing. And I have with us here today Mason Wortman from Rose's Pizzeria in Philadelphia, and it's a unique pizzeria because it not only serves customers, it serves anyone, especially the homeless who are in need. So, tell me a little bit more. How do the homeless know, or how do you keep track of, how many people are coming in, if they're really homeless?
Sure.
Who paid? Is the pizza paid for? I mean, you have to keep track
These
of
are
that.
important questions, yeah. So the way it started was, as I said, the gentleman came in and pre-purchased the first slice of pizza. I ran out and got a stack of Post-it notes and put one Post-it note up to symbolize the slice and remind myself and the employees that there was one outstanding and that we could give them away. And when more people purchased more slices, we put more notes on the wall. Yeah, and so they could write whatever they want on it when we put it up. And then when a homeless person came in, we would move it over to a different wall and could kind of keep track of the program that way. After about a month or two, we had given away about 500 slices, and it was too big for our walls to keep track of with just Post-it notes and
Sure. And once the word get out, I'm sure.
And so
all
now
the
it would be
homeless
like
in Philadelphia knew about it.
And so now it's
pizza's
impossible.
good.
Exactly, and our pizza is very good. So it would be impossible to keep track of them with just Post-its now. So we use the register, we use a computer, and we keep track of donated slices of pizza, and we also keep track of how many slices we give away. So a paying customer can walk in and tell us how many slices they want to eat for themselves and how many they want to buy for someone else, and we enter that information into the register and keep track of it daily. And then a homeless person can come in and ask for a slice of pizza off the wall because we've moved all the Post-it notes out into the eating area. Okay. They're on the wall, they cover the shop, and so people can still write on a symbolic piece of paper that shows off, how helpful they're being to the community. And a homeless person can come in, some actually take it off the wall and ask for a free slice. Most we just recognize at this point as homeless people that need help, and we're happy to be there for them.
That's right. Now, I know you have grown the program. Your business is doing well, but the program of helping the homeless really has grown. We'll get back to that in a minute. I incorporated my vegetables that I had sauteing. Now I'm going to add my diced apples. I just skinned them, diced them, and I put them in the microwave for about a minute just to soften them. Throw in my diced apples and a little cinnamon. And that goes into the bread stuffing. A little salt. Not too much salt because we have the grated Parmesan cheese in there that's a little salty, and some pepper. Mix this around. Now that's a nice stuffing. You can even prepare the stuffing and put it in a pan and just cook the stuffing separately. But it gives a nice flavor when it's inside the pork chop. Okay, I have here now 4 pork chops. They're about 10 to 12 ounces each. And what I do here, I get a knife and I go right down the center and I kind of split the center of the pork chop. I go one side, do one side, turn around the knife, and I go around and I do the other. So when you have a hole here, you're gonna stuff the pork chop. I get a little pastry bag. Now you could do it with a spoon. I like to do it with a little pastry bag because you can put the pastry bag, you can squeeze the stuffing to go all the way inside. It's a little difficult at times to get into the center of the pork chop by shoving it in with a spoon. But of course, if you don't have a pastry bag at home, see am I squirting it out? So what I do then, I take the pastry bag, I stick it all the way in, and then what I do is I go to the left and to the right, and you can actually see the stuffing going in, but you also see the pork chop. Now the key here is you don't want too much of the stuffing to come out, but that will happen. Now, what I do then, I'll put this on the side over here. My pan, I'll put a little olive oil in the bottom of the pan. Okay. Let that coat the whole bottom of the pan. And my pork chop over here. And as you can see, the stuffing's coming out just from the pressure of the top part of the pork chop, but leave it over here. You don't want to pat it down too much because you know what's going to happen. All the stuffing is going to come out. And when that cooks, that'll get hard and it'll stick on there. We'll get the next one, and I think Mason, why don't you try one? You up to
Sure
it?
thing. I'll try my hand.
I'm
with
sure
this.
you'll do it.
Yeah. It's not pizza, but I'll
No.
try my best, you know.
When I come down to Philly, you gotta teach me how to roll out some pizza dough.
That's fine. That is the one thing that I'm really good at in the kitchen.
How many pizzas a day do you sell or make in the restaurant?
75 to 100
A day?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I can come down there and get a lot of practice, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so pick it up with your left hand.
Okay.
I already pre-cut the opening. Now when you take your pastry bag in the other hand, you know, make sure it's open.
Yeah.
Okay. Now just pick that up with your right hand. Squeeze the top. Make sure the top is sealed. Now you must have one of the most famous pizzerias in Philadelphia. We did on our show another famous pizzeria right here in Brooklyn, Grimaldi's.
Oh.
Underneath the Brooklyn Bridge and
Yeah.
also in Coney Island. And I had my hand at making the pizzas. Would you believe I burnt the pizza and I burnt the bottom of the oven? I had to really clean it out after I was done with that.
That doesn't
But
surprise
I'm sure
me.
you
should see
do a
me.
much better job.
Oh no. Oh, I still make those mistakes.
Okay, now we're going to do, I'm going to put in a little flour to bread it. Okay. And then put it in some egg wash. You'll be very careful because as you squeeze the pork chop, we don't want the bread stuffing to come out. A little will come out. Bread this side. Okay, bread this side. Put some on the top. And we'll put this right here in the pan. Put 4 of them in. Don't go away. We'll finish preparing these pork chops, put them in the oven, and we'll hear a little bit more about Mason's Pizzeria. Welcome back to Breaking Bread, and I'm here with Mason Wortman from Rosa's Pizza. We're just about ready to put our pork chops in the oven. I stuffed them, I breaded them, and we have some leftover stuffing, and I don't like to waste. And you never want to waste, so I'm going to put this here in a little casserole dish. And because there's not really that much stuffing in the pork chop itself, so sometimes people would like a little extra. So I'll put this on the side, and I'll cook that stuffing. Put this here. We have our pork chops in our casserole dish, breaded. And now I'm going to put some olive oil on top, because I don't like too much frying. And we'll put this right here in the oven. You want to bring that over?
Oh yeah.
The little one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We'll stick this right in here. Put that on top. Okay. And we'll let that cook, I would say, for about 50 minutes to an hour at about 375 degrees, and it'll be all ready to go. and maybe
Delicious.
you'll taste a little bit
Oh,
before
I
you leave.
think I will.
So now tell me, this was not your intention when you opened the pizzeria to serve the homeless, but that gentleman that came in wanted to buy a slice, but you had the mindset to say, this is a good thing. This is something good.
Right.
Let's turn this one man's generosity into helping many.
Right.
Now, other business people would not have thought like that because they would say, this is hurting my business and it's going to eat into our business, our profits, but yet you were willing to do that. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's an awesome feeling, right? To see homeless people come in and benefit from the system. And then, the best feeling is actually when you see a homeless person regularly or someone in need regularly, and all of a sudden they don't come in anymore until a couple months later when they're cleaned up and shaven and nice haircut and clean clothes, and they're working back in society again, productive and able-bodied. It's really cool. They come back and they buy slices for more homeless people out on the street to continue to pay it forward.
So now you feel that you had an impact on that person's life because maybe that slice of pizza got him through that day.
Yep.
That got him back on his feet.
Absolutely.
To be a productive member of society.
Yeah.
And now he himself is going to go and give back to those who are less fortunate.
Exactly.
That's great. Now you were on national television?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was a lot of fun. We were on the Ellen DeGeneres show. I guess 3 months. Ellen's super nice, and she was so nice to me, and in telling the story of roses, and in getting
the story out, the message out,
attention and everything, and it's been incredible seeing her support of the business and the concept, and then her audience's support of the concept, and then it's gone viral from there, and all across the country people reach out and want to help. So
you're getting calls and emails from all over the place.
Yeah, we get a lot of emails daily, calls to the shop. Hey, is this the pizza shop that I saw on Ellen online?
Right.
And they want to help. They want to buy pizza for people in need, and it's awesome that we can now open up the program and feed. We give away like 150 slices a day now.
Wow,
so we feed
great.
just about all the homeless people in a 3, 4, 5 block radius, and
the word is spreading.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now tell me, I'm sure there are some cynical people out there, and they'll say, "Oh, you're making money on other people's misfortune," or "Watch now, he's going to raise his prices."
Right. Well, I don't want to raise my price, and the point isn't that it's $1. The point is that it's very affordable.
Right.
And my focus is on making just great pizza, and keeping efficiently so that we can keep the price very low. But there are always going to be detractors and people that are hating on an idea, and you know what? I encourage them to stop kind of boasting about or trying to demean our work, and go out there and try to do it better then. Right. If you think that what we're doing is wrong or the focus isn't right, then just go out there and do exactly what you want to do. Try to help people the exact way that you think they should be helped, and that will make the world a better place for sure, right? So I welcome criticism. And if you have a better way for us to do something, we'll adopt it. And if you think we're not listening, go ahead and
Well, you have
try
no
it out
criticism
yourself,
from me, let me
Thank you.
tell you. And I think your concept, I'm sure it will catch on in other places, in other cities, in other states. That they have similar situations, and someone will copy your idea. So many nonprofits or so many organizations and charities began because of one person's interest in doing something. There was a story about I think he was in Philadelphia, a little 9-year-old kid, and he one night in the dead of winter, he asked his mother he wanted to take his blanket to go give to the homeless guy on the corner. Mm-hmm. And from that story got out, and now there's a homeless shelter there. Mm-hmm. There's so many other stories about people feeding. Meals on Wheels came about by people helping senior citizens and homebound people. You know, I mean, it's very encouraging to know that there are still many ways to give back to society, to help people, and people aren't just in the mindset of making money. You know, it's more. There's more to life than that.
Yeah.
It's more about sharing our resources, our talents, our skills, and sharing what we have, and really helping those most in need. So, I wish you a lot of luck,
Thank
and
you very much.
you know, I thank you for being with us and sharing your story. I hope the people, you know, watching the net. Watching Breaking Bread will, you know, be very inspired to do something like you and maybe take a trip down to Philadelphia.
I hope so.
That would be great.
Yeah,
you
please
know.
come visit
Even
us.
our Holy Father has gone to Philadelphia.
Exactly. I hope he stops in. I'd love to meet
That would
him.
be great. You
That
know,
would be awesome.
You never know. But I thank you for being with us, and we're going to try our pork chops. They should be just about done. This is, you know, magic. This is television land. So we'll take it out of the oven, and you'll be able to taste our pork chops.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching Breaking Bread. If you'd like to try this recipe of my stuffed pork chops, here it is. And if you'd like some information on how you can donate a slice of pizza for a homeless person to Rose's Fresh Pizza in Philadelphia, here's the information. Well, Mason, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time on Breaking Bread. Thank you once again for joining us as we go into our neighborhoods to meet the members of our church family in Brooklyn and Queens, where they are, in their kitchens and around their tables. We hope we have taught you something today, not only about the dishes we have prepared, but also about the great people who make up our family of faith in our ethnically diverse city. The 3 F's of life are faith, family, and food. And there is no better way to experience them all than in our kitchens and around our dinner table at the end of each day. You just have to make the time to make it happen. This is Monsignor Jamie Gigantiello, reminding you that together we can continue to build the church by devoting ourselves to community, prayer, the teaching of the apostles, and the breaking of the bread. May God bless you always.